What is up, YouTube? Live via satellite here, and today we are talking Kingdom, and in particular, guys, today we are talking about Kyoukai's promise to Ryuu. And if you guys don't remember who Ryuu was, that was one of Kishui's top guys. If Bate could be considered Kishui's right-hand man, then Ryuu was definitely Kishui's left hand. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today was because as we're coming to the end of one of the longest arcs, actually the longest arc in Kingdom, I wanted to talk about what I think Kyoukai's promise actually means for the story moving forward. Because I think some of the implications of it are actually quite big. Now, when it comes to Ryuu, this is someone that Kyoukai really had struggles with when it came to her actually having to kill him. And when you look back on chapter 473, you can actually see Kyoukai crying as she kills Ryuu. And I believe the main reason for this is because she actually knows his story and his past, pretty much referring to the Tragedy of Regan. And pretty much the basics you need to know about this story is that due to a hostage situation where most of the citizens of Regan were taken captive, in order for at least the children and elderly to be released, Kyou, Kishui's father, along with the rest of the adults of Regan, had to basically turn themselves in to be executed in exchange. Kishui, alongside of Bate and Ryuu, who Kyou actually saw as adopted sons, were all pretty much helpless while they watched their father alongside of all the adults of Regan be burned alive. But before Kyou dies, he gives back these guardians of Regan to Kishui, Bate, and Ryuu. And these guardians are pretty much talismans used by the children of Regan to give to their fathers as they go into battle. And it's meant to try to keep them safe. And Kyou also gives one final message to Kishui as he's burning in the fire to keep the children of Regan safe, and that he entrusts it to him, and with tears of blood streaming down his face, Kishui swears to his father that he will. And even though he was just talking to Kishui here, I believe both Bate and Ryuu took this very seriously as well. And I believe Kyoukai realized just how important Regan was to Ryuu, not only by what he was saying as he was dying, but also due to his attachment to the guardian of Regan that was given back to him by Lord Kosho, showing in essence that he's still trying to live up to the promise of keeping the children of Regan safe. That's why it was a beautiful gesture when Ryuu was dying and saying, "I can't let you get to Regan, I can't let you get to Regan." And Kyoukai tries to put him at ease, letting him know that she can only give her word, but that whatever fate he fears is going to happen to his home of Regan, that she won't let it happen, and she actually returns his guardian to him, like letting him know that he can be at peace. And it didn't take long after this for Kyoukai to actually see and realize the type of tragedies that Ryuu was afraid of befalling the city of Regan, as she got to see firsthand the brutality of warfare to innocent civilians thanks to Kanki and his men. And we've already seen exactly how Kyoukai would act in those types of situations. She doesn't stand for that type of injustice one bit. So to me, in a sense, due to her promise to Ryuu, Kyoukai is literally a guardian of Regan. And the reason I think that's so important is because I believe that once Zal is taken over, not only is Kyoukai going to keep her promise to Ryuu and keep Regan safe, but I also think she's going to be a key piece in keeping the Lord of Regan safe as well, and help both Kishui and Bate transition into being allies of Chin. Yes, you heard me right. I believe one day in the future that both Kishui and Bate will be on Chin's side, and that Kyoukai will play a major role in making that happen. And I'm not even sure exactly how it goes down, like whether she proves herself to them by protecting Regan from being pillaged once it's conquered, or she makes some sort of plea to Ace that Regan remain in Kishui's hands and isn't bothered. Or maybe even Kishui's doing something reckless to try and save Regan, even though like the battle's lost. And Kyoukai is the one who has to intervene and let him know that Regan will be safe. And the only reason he winds up trusting her is because she says something like, "Remember what your father said about protecting the children of Regan." And there's so many ways it could possibly go down, but the point is that it makes perfect sense for Kishui to wind up joining Chin once Zal's conquered. Because if you really think about it, Regan is where Kishui's loyalties lie first. Remember, before Kishui's father died, he told him, "I consider myself the Lord of Regan before my position as a soldier," letting Kishui know that Regan comes before anything, including Zal. And to me, there's no better example that Kishui is following his father's words than the events of Kokyo Hills. The fact that Kishui abandoned a battle that was to the utmost importance to Zhao in order to go and protect his own city first against what Kanki could possibly do to it, even though he knew by doing this he could essentially be forfeiting the battle, clearly shows to me that Kishui's loyalties lie with Regan first and Zhao second, and the only reason Zhao's included is because if you protect Zhao, you protect Regan. So when Zhao falls, recruiting Kishui shouldn't be tough, especially if they promise him that Regan will be safe, and that's kind of where Kyoukai comes in. And if you really think about it, even when you look at this arc, we haven't seen a lot of Kishui and Bate fighting against Moten, right? And I really think that's been done intentionally on Haru's part, because I don't think he's trying to get us to hate these guys, because one day these guys are going to be on our side. And taking things even a couple steps further, I think this would really be cool, and I don't know if it will ever happen, but due to the connection that Kyoukai has with Regan, I feel like it would only make sense that if one day in the distant future, when Kyoukai is one of the 6 great generals, that maybe, just maybe, some of the top vassals in the Kyoukai army wind up being Kishui and Bate. I know that one might be a bit of a stretch, but you never know what can happen, right? But anyway guys, that about does it for this video. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments section below. Please leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video, and feel free to share, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.